Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another one of our episodes for the Be Timeless interviews and the Be Timeless series. For all of you that don't know what this series is about, it's all about empowering women to embrace their full potential, to chase fearlessly their dreams, to know that they can do absolutely anything regardless of what society is telling them. Like, it doesn't matter what age you are, in what moment of your life you are right now. You can achieve absolutely anything, and you shouldn't let anyone tell you that you can't. So today we have Jillian Alexander as one of our guests, and I see she has just joined, so I'm just gonna let her in. They're waiting forever. Also, it's freaking hot here in the UK today. I shouldn't complain, but hey, here you are.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great as well. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. So I was saying that I feel like I am boiling. It's so hot in the UK. We shouldn't complain because I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this for I don't know how many months already, but I am in the last floor in my house. So obviously the heat rise up, and I am right now in the hottest room in my house. So I'm like, I feel like I'm shiny here. I'm just like,
Yeah, I actually sat here waiting to join this call, and I'm like, I'm literally boiling.
yes, it is hot, but I like it. I like that it's hot. I like that
Yeah.
the sun is out. This morning there were no clouds in the sky. It was
Mhm.
just beautiful. So you look absolutely stunning.
Oh, thank
So
you.
thank you so much for looking so great for this live interview.
Oh, all for
Um,
you, all for
oh,
you.
I love that. Absolutely love it. So, well, as I was saying, we had you today in the podcast, and many people might not know who you are, and this interview is also going to be part of the Females Thriving Over 30 podcast.
Mhm.
So let us know who you are. So introduce yourself.
Absolutely. So I am Jillian Alexander, and I'm your Miss Pageant Girl Manchester. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I am a conveyancer by profession. Also en route to qualify as solicitor next year, which I'm so excited about. But besides all of that, I have a passion for human rights and respect for humanity. And this is what created my platform, which is entitled Unbound, and it's a modern slavery platform. Yeah.
Perfect. So, I've been reading everything that you've written down
Mhm.
in the form that I always
Oh,
ask everybody to fill in.
yeah.
And wow, your story is amazing, and everything you've done is amazing. And we are actually going to dive in a little bit longer,
Mhm.
in a little bit. But can you tell me, why did you feel connected to the Be Timeless brand, the Be Timeless series?
Sure. When I saw that she launched this platform, I was like, I felt so connected to it because number one, I've always known to be like a late bloomer, having my first period at 15 years of age, where my friends experienced that much earlier, like 11 or 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And even what society says or deems to be late, for example, getting married at 33, having my son at 34, society may tend to say that's a bit later. Um, but I just felt connected to this platform because I just need to be like patient and just love myself because it doesn't matter when you succeed. Um, there shouldn't be a timestamp
Exactly.
as it relates to it. So I just felt really connected to that. And even in pageantry as well. I used to enter pageants in the past, in my early 20s. Um, but I took a break off to study, and well, life just happened. But now at age 35, I'm going to be 36 in October. I just felt that I just wanted to get back into pageantry because you know what they say, once a pageant girl, always a
Always
pageant
a
girl.
pageant girl, yes, of course.
And I just saw it as an opportunity now that I'm just ready to just dive back into it because I know what pageantry has done for me, well, for my self-confidence, even interview skills, timekeeping, so many valuable skills I've learned in pageantry. And I just felt that now is the time to get back into it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, like as I said, like everything that you've written down and you have just touched base a little bit on now, is exactly what the Be Timeless platform is all about. Like I started this platform because when I was reaching 30, I really felt that I was very behind,
Mm-hmm.
that I was not where society told me I should be. I'm still not married. I'm 36.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have kids yet. I really hope to have them soon, but
Oh.
it's not as easy as it
Mm-hmm.
looks like for some people. So feeling that there was no one out there that was talking about these things, that made me feel isolated and made me feel like I was the one that was doing things
Mm-hmm.
wrong, and always feeling like I'm failing, like how come I cannot get everything that I'm supposed to get at this age and at this age and at
Yeah.
this age and at this age, and always having that feeling of like I'm not accomplishing
Mm-hmm.
anything, right? So I wanted to start this series to have people like you talking about what they have been going through, what they have achieved later on, and to show that really age doesn't matter. We can achieve and fulfill any of our dreams, any of our goals, or any of our milestones at any point, and that is perfectly okay. And then we should normalize it. So, obviously, you said that you got married at 33 and had your first child at 34. Um, did you have, I mean, I know like now we see more and more people having children later on in life, but did you have any, I don't know if it's like backlash is the word, but anybody telling you like, oh, you're too old to be a mom or anything like that?
Yeah. Even as it relates to, let's just begin at the health center. When I would go for my checkups, they would do extra checks on me because of my age. And I know it's termed geriatric
Yes.
pregnancy.
Oh my God.
It's termed geriatric pregnancy. But I think for me, when I got pregnant, and there's a big story to this because I've experienced miscarriages in the past as well. So for me, becoming pregnant and carrying my child full term was an absolute blessing. And to be honest, I was a bit afraid
Mhm.
because, as I mentioned, my friends, even my sister, she had her kids at a very young, well, a younger age, in their 20s,
Mhm.
where they tend to say that in your 20s, you're more youthful, you're more sprightly.
Yes, yeah. You have more energy.
Exactly. As soon as you turn 30 years of age, um, yeah, there's just misconception that you're not as capable to bear a child as a younger woman.
Mhm.
So what I could say is that I was really, I was afraid, but being a Christian, I just left everything in God's hands because I knew that this time is the appointed time that I'm supposed to get pregnant, and
Exactly.
I would bear my child. So yeah.
Exactly. And what do you do? Like obviously you said like your sister had children earlier, like in her 20s and stuff. Um, did you feel like you were behind
Mhm.
because of not finding someone to have kids with or having kids at an
Mhm.
earlier age?
Yeah, absolutely. My sister, even some of my closest friends had their children in their 20s, and for me, I felt at some point I felt like, is everything okay? Why is everything happening so late? Um, but I met my husband in my early 30s when I was studying at uni, and I'm just not mad at that because he's amazing, and I'm just happy that he's the one that I was able to get married to and have my child with. But I think for any woman who is watching now and they are in their late 20s or in their 30s, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. And just trust that your timing would come.
Yeah.
Your timing would come. And that time is going to be the best time.
That is literally what I'm the mentality I try to be myself in, because many
Yeah.
times I'm just asking like, why is it not happening? Like, why the thing that I want the most, the only thing that is just
Yeah.
like something that I really want is not happening? Why am I getting so many obstacles in the way, right? But then I'm trying to get myself into what you just said, like the timing of everything is everything's supposed to happen when you are ready for it. I guess like in my case, there is certain things that I need to do before. So I'm with you. I'm really trying to get into that mindset of like, it will happen at some point.
Yes, it will.
You get
It will happen.
moments where I get really low and like really sad. I don't know if that happened to you as well.
Yeah, I do. And I think it's quite normal as well. There are moments where we feel like we're just not good enough, and we tend to compare ourselves with other human beings. But I think we really have to embrace who we are and what we bring to the table. For example, in my 20s, I was traveling the world. So I could say that period of my life, I absolutely enjoyed being single and just living life. And of course, I've arrived at a stage where, well, in my 30s, um, I was starting to yearn to find someone and to have a family and to have kids. But I think everyone's chapter is different. But I know for me in my 20s, I was traveling, I was enjoying life, I was educating myself, I was loving myself, just preparing myself for this life that I have now. And I think my husband could attest because he met me when I was like grown. I had so much experience. I wasn't too immature. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. And again, as you said, like, this is the things that we're talking about, right? Society is telling us like, this is what you need to do at this time. We compare ourselves and our lives with other people. I think before social media it was easier to kind of like not see what everybody else was doing, and now it's even more difficult, which is why the Be Timeless series is so important for more people to get to see like, maybe 90% of the people don't have kids and be married in their 20s. They do it later. It's okay to start studying at university at 30. It's okay to be qualified as you for your dream job or whatever, like at 35. That's perfectly fine. So I'm really happy that you're here and you're telling us all about your experiences, because I think it's really going to help a lot of people. So you just said that you're going to qualify, or have you qualified?
I'm going to next year.
Going to. Wow, that is exciting.
I know. As it relates to law, at the tender age of 5 or 6, I knew law would have been my dream profession.
Wow.
However, life did not take me along that path immediately. So I've started as a economic development officer. Then I went on to owning my salon. So imagine from being a manager to just saying, scrap that, I'm going to own my salon. So I specialize in nail technology and makeup artistry. So I owned my salon for over 4 years. And then one day, and I'm going to be quite honest. One day I was doing one of my clients' nails, and I just felt so tired and so drained at that point. And I said to myself, I'm going to pursue law because this is what I really want to do. And in less than 3 or 4 months, well, God bless my dad. He's passed now, but he funded my studies in the UK, and I packed my bags. Oh, I'm from the Caribbean, by the way. So, hence the accent. So, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
So, I was born there. But yeah, so I packed my bags and I came to the UK to pursue my education in law.
How old were you when you?
That was about 7 years ago. Yeah, yeah. So, well, when I was studying my law degree, I met my husband. We fell in love. The rest is history. So that's why I'm here. But I just knew law was my dream career. As I mentioned, as young as 5, 6 years, if anyone asked Gillian what she wanted to be, she would say law. Life did not take me along that path, but I arrived here eventually.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this is what we always talk about in this series as well, right? You might have a goal, and sometimes it's not a straight line,
Yeah,
right? It's not a straight line. We're going to have obstacles in the way or redirections. In your case, you had a redirection. You started doing your salon and you're doing your nails and makeup. And then suddenly one day you were like, look, I'm not happy. I want to change
yeah,
what I'm doing. I want to pursue my dream. Even though it's scary to change careers and kind of like leave everything behind in your like 20s to start kind of like a new life in another country.
yeah.
You did it. And now you're going to finally fulfill that goal and that dream of yours of that little 5-year-old girl. So it's a great example of, even if things don't look as they're going to work out for you, they will eventually do. You just need to keep persevering, keep
Exactly.
being resilient, and you will just get there.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it perfectly. Perfectly. And there's a level of resilience that comes with it as well. Because the field of law is not easy. There are so many times, so many nights I cried, so many nights, even just being in this country, I felt a bit lonely sometimes, my family being back home. But and I just feel a sense of joy that I'm going to graduate next year or qualify next year, because it's like, it's so sentimental because of my father. He funded everything for me and he believed in me so much. And I'm just so happy that is going to be achieved. And it's like, this one is for you, Daddy.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure like he's very proud. And then he will be there when you
Yeah.
finish and you graduate and everything. And then something that you said is actually very important as well. That maybe many people that listen to us, they're here from the UK, might not relate to, but I do. Is this, leaving your family and your country behind to start a new life in a new country. It's like even an extra layer of resilience, because many times you want to say like, I cannot do it, let's get out of here, this is too difficult, I'm gonna go back home, I miss my family, I have no friends, no people around. You feel kind of like isolated, but you persevere. You were like, no, okay, I'm doing this for my dad, I'm doing this for that 5-year-old girl, and I'm gonna achieve that dream. So really proud of you for like keep working towards it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So you also mentioned a little bit your platform. So tell us more about it. I want to hear all about it.
Absolutely. And if I'm rambling too much, please stop me because I'm really passionate.
Will do.
just say, Jillian, stop, time up. Yeah, as I mentioned, I'm really passionate about human rights and respect for humanity. Um, when I completed my master's in human rights, my interest for modern slavery developed, and this is what created my platform entitled Unbound. So my platform is an educational platform to raise awareness on modern slavery. I'm involved with hosting workshops as well to educate persons about this issue. Um, I'm also involved in fundraising and donations to safe houses in the UK. But I think what is the core or the main issue with my platform is the fact that I work closely with modern slavery survivors as well. So I'm a volunteer for two charities. So my first role is a role of a first responder. So what does that involve? I interview victims of modern slavery and I submit applications on their behalf to the Home Office. And then the Home Office will look at these applications and they will decide if this individual is a victim to modern slavery. So whatever I write on that application is really important to me because it will determine the type of support these individuals receive.
Yeah.
And secondly, I am involved with I engage and empower modern slavery survivors. So because I owned a salon in the past and I am certified in makeup artistry and nail technology, I volunteer my time to teach these women this valuable skill. And I think when you hear of these stories of these women, it's so harrowing in nature. You wouldn't believe what they've been through. But I think as a modern slavery survivor, they are in a very peculiar state where there isn't much avenues for them to turn to. Their funds are quite minimal. And I know that the beauty industry is a multi-million pound industry.
Oh, yes.
When you think about getting your nails done, getting your makeup done, it's quite so popular and it's quite money making because when I own my salon and I look back at the annual revenue I made, it's even more than my salary now
Yeah, I was
sometimes.
gonna say like you trade like a really profitable industry to go into
Yeah, exactly.
law,
So,
which I mean,
yeah,
I guess eventually will get you a really good salary. But yeah, it's
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So, and there's this proverb that says, you don't give a man a fish, you teach him how to fish. And I think by me teaching these women these skills, they are able to stand on their own feet and enlarge their own territories. I'm really big on women empowerment because I know, and this is a quote that I've learned from my mother that I've carried on for years. She said to me that when a woman is empowered, a nation is empowered.
I love that. Absolutely love that. Maybe for some people that
Yeah.
might be listening and they might not know what modern slavery is, can you please explain what
Yeah, sure.
entails within modern
Yeah,
slavery?
sure. Absolutely. So modern slavery is a term where individuals are forced to do things that they don't want to do, and the abuser use these individuals as a commodity to gain funds. So there are many different forms of modern slavery. So it is an umbrella term. So there are child trafficking, there's human trafficking, there's domestic servitude, there's debt bondage, there's forced marriage. There are so many different types of modern slavery, but I think human trafficking is well known. And there are so many cases where individuals are tricked for a better life and they end up being trafficked and abused. There traveling documents, their identity is stolen. They have no voice. If they are in a country where they can't speak English or understand, they're quite doomed. And as part of my workshops, I teach individuals how to spot modern slavery and how to report it, because you could be saving a life because these individuals don't have a voice. They are unable to speak sometimes. And if you could report it, there are helplines that you could call that is 24/7 confidential and free. If, for example, you're going to your favorite nail shop and you see one of your nail technicians a bit, she seems a bit afraid, or, for example, her manager collects all the money on her behalf, there are certain signs that you could tell. You could go forward and report that, and you could potentially save a life.
And can you teach us some of the ways that we can spot modern slavery?
Yeah, sure. So, for example, there are physical appearances. So, for example, if you see someone that has like bruises, scratches, these are physical appearances. Or, for example, their clothes looks a bit dirty, or they wear the same outfit every time you see them. These are signs as well. There are interactions, signs where they seem a bit phased. They are afraid to talk to you. If you ask them a question, they are afraid. So you could tell when someone is, they are being held against their will. For example, as it relates to their possessions, they may not hold certain possessions. If you ask someone, do you have your ID, and they just don't have a clue, there are just certain signs that you could pinpoint. But I would be hosting more workshops in August. So for those who are interested, you could feel free and join in. It's really engaging and wonderful sessions. And I'm just looking forward to raise awareness on this issue, because I think it's overlooked. It's really overlooked. And modern slavery is a thing. Trust me,
Yeah.
it's a thing. And we just need to be vigilant about it.
Yeah, I believe that because everybody, when they think about slavery, they just think about what slavery was in the past,
Exactly.
like a long time ago. But as you said, there is many ways of slavery that we are not aware of. Maybe human trafficking, yes, because of movies like Taken and all of that. Like people that have watched those movies kind of be a little bit more aware of what human trafficking is. But as you said, like the servitude in the house, jobs we might getting our nails done, and who knows, like maybe they are there against their will. They just need to work and give all the money to whoever is employing them, because they just brought them from whatever country, promising them a better life, and now they're stuck in here and they cannot leave. So I think your workshops are going to be very interesting. And so please, everybody, make sure that you follow Gillian on her Instagram to keep an eye on when those workshops are going to be. Is there something that we have not talked about that you want for us to dive into?
Wow, I think we covered so much. We covered a lot.
I guess the next question then will be, how excited are you? Because you're competing in what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks time?
I am so excited, like really, really excited. As I mentioned, the last time I've entered a pageant was over 10 years ago.
Was that back in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes.
Ooh. So it's going to be your first UK pageant?
Yes.
How exciting.
Yes, so I'm really excited about that. And just thinking about being on stage. But I think what's going to be the icing on the cake is the fact that not only that I'm going to be competing, but the fact that my family is going to be there. So my sister and her kids are flying all the way from New York.
Wow.
They are going to be there. And my mother is flying all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. She's going to be here. So I think it's going to be an amazing time just to have
Absolutely.
everyone in the crowd cheering me on. I can't wait.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, that's gonna be the best time. Um, do you have everything ready, or do you have anything that is still like waiting to arrive?
Well, to be quite honest, and even I was having a chat with my husband about this, I'm still waiting for my designer to complete my gown, but he promised that it's going to be completed this week.
Mm-hmm.
And he would be designing my gown, my interview outfit,
Okay.
as well as my opening wear. So I'm just waiting for all three. I've seen photos. He's almost there. He's almost there. So I should have it by the end of this week.
Is
Yeah.
it is it a UK designer? Where is the designer?
Philippines. Yeah.
Philippines.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I need to make sure that it's sent. Yeah, it's finished this week, so it's sent. It arrives in time and everything. You have time to practice with it, and all of that. So yeah. Okay. Fingers crossed. I am so excited to see all the dresses and everything. I won't be able to be at the finals this year
Mm-hmm.
because I am. Your sister is coming from New York. I am going to New York for a
Yeah.
wedding. But I will be watching online. So I just want to wish you the best of luck. I know you're going to be incredible. You're going to have the
Thank
best
you.
time. And for everybody that is listening to this in the podcast and they're not going to see you tagged, where can they find you?
Sure. So I've actually got 3 accounts on Instagram, and this is the first time actually managing 3 accounts. But I think I'm doing quite fine, except for the fact that I may comment on a different
Yes,
account when I'm not
I know
supposed to.
that. Yeah, that has happened to me as well. Or send a message and you're like, oh, this is
Wrong account. So
why
that
can't
happens quite often. But I've got 3 accounts on Instagram. My main account is Jillian Alexander underscore 2 times. And I've got my pageant page, which is Jillian Alexander dot pageants. And I've got my platform page, which is Unbound, and that's UN dot BOU dot ND.
Perfect. That's perfect. So everybody, please make sure that you follow Gillian on all of those 3 accounts, especially to be in the lookout for the workshops that she's going to put regarding modern slavery, which I think is going to be a must for all of us to go. If we can all spot and report any kind of modern slavery, that is one life that you could have potentially saved. So I am so looking forward to see when those workshops are going to be and see if I'm able to attend.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, thank you so much for coming into the interview, into the live. I think your story is great, and I really hope that it has inspired a lot more women to keep chasing their dreams, to know that being 30 is not the end of the line, and that all the women in their 20s shouldn't fear reach
Yeah.
the 30s because it's actually pretty amazing.
I know, before I turned 30, I was a bit afraid.
Same.
I'm like, no longer 20, I'm going into my 30s, but I absolutely love my 30s. Um, I think at this stage, I'm so much more mature. Um,
Mm-hmm.
my decisions reflect my age.
Yes. Yeah.
But don't be afraid of your 30s at all. Trust me, it's amazing over here. 30s are great.
Yes. 30 rules. Okay. Well, I hope you have an amazing evening. I'm gonna go and try to cool down, like in front of a window or
Yeah.
something, because I am boiling, and all these lights that I have here are not really helping either
Yeah.
with it. So hope you have a lovely evening. I am really looking forward to see what you get up to.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Soraya. And I just want to say that your platform is absolutely amazing. And I really just hope that it inspires women. And it is, I just know it's going to be amazing. and congratulations on everything and all the best in your finals for Miss Great
Thank
Britain.
you. Thank you so, so much. Well, and thank you everybody that has been watching and everybody that is listening to this episode. So yeah, see you soon.